Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. And today it's going to be a match between IdrA and Muroo. I have no idea who this is, but it's a long TVT and I haven't cast one of these in a while, so let's get right on into it. Top right-hand corner, we have the green Terran player, it is IdrA. And in the bottom left-hand corner, it is the teal Terran player, Muroo. Alright, TVTs here all the way around. Muroo knows how to spam, at the very least here, 500 APM in the first 30 seconds of this match. Now, in general, TVTs do kind of turn into tank fests. Tank fests, you got science vessels, spotting, eventually sometimes somebody build a lot of Wraiths, sometimes there are battle cruisers, and I've been getting a lot of requests for TVTs, so here we go, here on Fighting Spirit, on the CARBOT mod. If you're wondering why this looks this way, CARBOT is a YouTube animator that has videos about StarCraft, StarCraft 2, Brood War, and Heroes of the Storm and stuff. Oh, hang on! Hang on! Oh, he just wants to know if he's the CJ Intus gamer. And IdrA's like, yeah, I am. Oh, I thought he was going to trash talk him. IdrA is known for his rage. Well, he doesn't rage in every game, obviously, so I've cast games of his before where it's like, nah, no rage there. IdrA let us down, boys, but this time he seems to be in a pretty good mood. Muroo wants to, says it good. Good. Is he cross-spawn scouting here? What are you doing, man? Who cross-spawn scouts? No, he's not. He's taking a hard right. He's going to the bottom right position. Okay. So he's not going to early scout here, but man, this is a mirror matchup, ladies and gentlemen. We're looking at barracks, the refinery, SCV timing about the same. IdrA's a little bit ahead on that SCV, a little bit ahead on the refinery too, and a little bit ahead on the bunker. So it looks like IdrA at this point, kind of easy to tell who's just a little bit better at the game based on that, right? Just based on that. Supply is the same, but stuff's being built a little bit better. The timing's a little bit more crisp, a little snappier out of IdrA. And this is where we are. Whenever I cast an IdrA game, people ask, how come he's not Zerg? Well, he did transfer, he did start playing Zerg back in StarCraft 2. When it first came out in the beta, he was actually one of the players who first came up with the mass roach build back when roaches were one supply in StarCraft 2, making them extremely good. And then IdrA was like, hey, look, I can go mass roach and kill all the things. And Blizzard was like, oh. And they made roaches 2 supply, and that's what they've been ever since. So if you're wondering why roaches are 2 supply instead of 1, the answer is IdrA. He made that happen. Anyway, factory on the way. Got some Marines in production. I mean, this is really nothing too crazy in the early stages. Factory late from Muroo. Yeah, I don't like what I'm seeing from Muroo. I kind of feel like IdrA just has the upper hand and it's just getting worse over time. I mean, factory... Okay, so the factory's not as far as ahead as I thought it was for IdrA. It is ahead, but it's not crazy ahead, right? SCV in here trying to scout around. The Marines should be able to kill it before we can get too much more scouting information. I do love the Marines hoofing it, though. They didn't take a really good attack angle there. They could have gotten a good angle and actually maybe killed that thing before it came around for another go. Not that there's too much to look at here, honestly. That's a machine shop coming up on the factory, which you're going to expect. Same story down here. Yeah, both players lose their scouting SCVs. I think it was probably... Where was that S? Maybe up in the top left here. I couldn't quite see it. Couldn't quite see it. So IdrA starting an expansion behind this after the factory. He's got a couple Marines up to deal with any Marine pressure that might be coming. Having high ground Marines versus Marines coming to kill you is very good. And both players scouting with their barracks because bio versus bio is stupid and everybody goes mech in TVT. It's going to be tanks, boys. Tanks, tanks, more tanks, and tanks until you are sick of seeing tanks, and then there will be more tanks. Command center being built here for Muroo as well, and again, it's just behind. I don't know what else to say here. Both players are doing the exact same TVT build, which is to be expected in a mirror matchup. Like, generally, there's safety. There's a safety thing in a specific build, or a specific matchup, specific mirror matchup. And if you deviate from it, you can be in a lot of trouble. The one example of this, I would say, is ZVZ. At least in StarCraft 2. I guess in Brood War as well. You don't really have the same build order at all times, because you can go for aggression, you can go for defense. If you get your pool a little bit later than your opponents, you're actually in a good position because you have a better economy than them, and as they move across the map, you can have a bigger army than them too. So it's just kind of sneaky stuff. But TVT, same build, very safe stuff. Both players have a tank. Low ground here for IdrA, high ground for Muroo, and that natural is landing for IdrA while Muroo's is just about to complete here on the high ground back on this other side of the map. So, yeah, man, that's what we're looking at here. Actually, is that an academy out of IdrA? He's going for the academy. This has to be for scans. I don't know what else he'd be using it for here. He doesn't care about stim. Doesn't care about making medics either. Medics for his 2 Marines would be a total waste. So it's just gotta be that he really wants to get ComSat up and going for that scouting information, which is really, really good. Armory on the way for Muroo instead. And, oh, there's your academy. Oh, that's the armory up there. The little stupid score thing was in the way. It was in the way. What am I supposed to do, guys? Goliath coming in from IdrA first of all. And there's your academy finishing up. And your ComSat's gonna come soon. There's your academy. And there's your ComSat. Okay. All right. Maybe he's worried about a Wraith rush. ComSat could be useful there, but turrets would be better, so maybe in that case, I don't know. He doesn't have much anti-air. I guess he does have a Goliath. Man, he really wants to kill that scouting barracks. Making a Goliath first really does help you kill this thing. Marines are bad at killing buildings. Goliaths are much better. Not incredible, right? Like this one Goliath isn't going to kill it all by himself before it gets to the high ground, but it is going to prevent it from scouting all that much. It is going to get into the burning down stage, which means it's actually taking damage outside of the damage it's taking from the attacks here. Second Goliath out. Man, 2 Goliaths early from IdrA. Kind of like it. Scouting barracks not getting anything done. This barracks not even attempting to go in there. Recognizing the same thing could happen to my barracks. I'm going to keep it out here for scouting to see who's coming across the map to try to kill me. Because I know where my opponent is, and his attack path will come across the middle. So yeah, see the production tab, how it's a lot of tanks. IdrA, though, surprising number of Goliaths here. Actually kind of impressed by this. Siege mode just about done for Muroo. It is, there it is, done for IdrA. Again, just being ahead means you are in such a good position. And especially in a mirror matchup. Scouting barracks coming in. What are these SCVs doing? Dying, obviously. I guess not that one. Too fast. Too fast, but almost dead regardless. And boy, that's a free tank down south, isn't it? Yeah, I think IdrA's just going to get out of tank range. Take down that tank. Ooh, did lose a couple there. Didn't quite get out of tank range. Oh, reinforcing unit comes in. No, IdrA, get out of there. Man, Muroo, not bad, honestly, on these tanks. 1 kill, 1 kill, 1 kill. So 3 kills on those tanks just in that last 10 seconds or so. Not too shabby. And let the tank wars begin. We are going... You're just going to tank. You're going to hear that sound 100,000 times in this cast. It's going to be really fun stuff. Hey, by the way, did you know there is a merch store? If you're interested in getting like a hoodie, because it's getting colder here in the Northern Hemisphere, or maybe a hat or a pillow or something, there's a link in the description for merch. This is not going well for IdrA, I don't think. Like, I know he's ahead and everything, but all his Goliaths are dead. The tank count is significantly better for Muroo right here. It's 5-3, which is bad. Although we brought in an SCV to repair. Hey! The comments will be happy with you, IdrA. Look at you repairing on the front lines. Not enough players do this. Did you just lose a tank? You did not just lose a tank for no reason there, Muroo, did you? It's difficult. I hear you. Man, I can't believe IdrA's pushing the issue here. He just lost. He lost the tank he spent all that time repairing. Another one goes down. Maybe that's why we don't see repairs on the battlefield, is because you could just lose a tank you just spent all this time repairing and all these resources repairing anyway, right? Look at this kiting. Tank. Heading on out. Man, I love the CARBOT skin. Did I get distracted when I was talking about CARBOT? I think I did. So anyway, he does a lot of YouTube videos about StarCraft, World of Warcraft, Heroes of the Storm, StarCraft 2, and it's just animated stuff. Very funny little shorts kind of looking into the lives of individual Marines or, you know, derpfesters, things like that. And it's just great. And so he's been so successful and just had such a good time with this over the years. I think he started, man, I want to say 5 or 6, maybe even 7 or 8 years ago. Been doing it consistently and really getting a lot of attention to Blizzard games, and they said, hey, why don't you make a skin for Brood War? And he did. He was commissioned to make a Brood War skin, and that's what this is. And a lot of people hate it, but more people like it. And I do a cast with these so often. I don't know, man. When it strikes my fancy, I think is how this works. There's something at about a once-a-week schedule with these now, which, I don't know. I hope it's a happy medium, is what I hope. Hey, look, a third base from IdrA because he's good at this game. And no third base from Muroo. So again, I feel like IdrA hasn't done super well in these engagements, but he's been macroing better. Got a third base up really soon. These tanks could cause him some problems, though. Nobody has any upgrades yet, and wow, IdrA's attacking into this. Why, IdrA? IdrA, don't be... IdrA, no. IdrA, don't be attacking into this guy. Oh, look at him baiting. He's like, hey, come over here. Don't, you know what? Don't you even look over on the right side. I probably don't have a base there at all. I keep thinking this is an attack, but it's just a barracks floating over. No problems whatsoever. Man, if you could see, if you could only see the way she loves me. Name that song. One of my favorites, honestly. Oh my gosh, IdrA. IdrA's control is not good in this game. I don't know what's going on. He is completely out-macroing Muroo, which is, again, has been one of IdrA's strengths since the beginning, is his macro. But he is not really taking care of his tanks all that well. His reinforcements keep getting wiped out as they're trying to join the battle. Okay, that was a good engagement, I guess. One of these tanks is super injured. Again, SCV coming down to repair that sucker. Scouting barracks taking Goliath hits. Both players have started Wraith production. Wraith awaiting launch order. You don't see Wraiths all that much, so TVT is fun for that reason. That's why TVT is fun. It's because we see things like battle cruisers and Wraiths and stuff we normally don't get in regular games of Brood War. These guys just containing. Looks like they're trying to contain this Wraith, who looks pretty good, by the way, in the CARBOT. I like that. I like that head-on position. Is IdrA just going to get removed? My golly, yeah. So he's out. His influence on the southern section of the map is done. This Wraith is happily killing Muroo's tanks, though. So not going well for Muroo either. I mean, dude keeps winning engagements, keeps killing stuff, but IdrA's at 88 supply and Muroo's at 78. This third base is helping immensely with gas income mostly from IdrA. This Wraith is just racking up the kills. He's got 2. And then friendly tank fire taking that guy out. So again, the Wraiths will provide that vision you need to win a tank battle. Now, you probably know this, but again, for those who don't, tanks can shoot further than they can natively see. So if you allow something to spot for the tank, it can be an air unit, it can be a ground unit, but if the tank is allowed to see outside of the area it can normally see, it will fire into that area that normally is dark to them. So that's what the Wraiths are for here, providing that distance. So important in tank versus tank battles is to have that extra vision. You can wipe out a whole tank line if they can't see you, right? And you can see them. They're gonna die. I keep thinking there's something down here, but what is it? There's like, it's just the brown getting uncovered and recovered by the SCVs. Third base coming in from Muroo here at 12 minutes, but man, IdrA's had this third for it feels like about 4 or 5 minutes now. And Muroo is double expanding though. All right, I'm on board. He's like, I feel behind. I'm gonna double expand. It's a TBT, so it's hard for like really fast units to punish this. Oh, Goliaths, no. Oh, Muroo, Muroo. Be nice to your Goliaths. There we go. Takes more than one shot to kill a Goliath. That's what I always say. Yes, it's a common Falcon Paladin catchphrase. These SCVs from Muroo need to get to work or they need to start repairing something. Why are you over here, guys? Guys, Muroo's got 212 APM. And there we go. Workers are heading down south, I guess, to repair his injured friends, which there's a little bit of injury down here to be repaired, but that's way too many SCVs for that. Is he trying to take the middle? This SCV is staring at this patch of ground like he wants to take the middle. Guy. I don't recommend this. I don't recommend this course of action, guy. Anyway, Wraith down, 2 Goliaths down south, 120 to 102 supply. IdrA has a nice lead. Really nice lead. This barrack scouts the presence of a third, and now we've got comsats all over the place, and we're going to hear that comsat scan pretty consistently. Oh, did I not? The Discord. Sorry, guys. Hold on. There we go. We're back. Discord is now on streamer mode, which I usually... It's been a while. It's been a while since you've had to check your Discord for a phantom ping watching a Falcon Paladin cast, hasn't it? By the way, I have a Discord server. If you want to come hang out, we've got a lot of Brood War fans out there, too. Link in the description. You can come personally tell me thanks for casting a Brood War game with TVT. What is this all about? Missile turret up here for Muroo, which is not going to finish completion by any stretch. I guess maybe to scout stuff, watch for drops. It's not a bad place to put one, really. I guess maybe up here hiding it would be better, but whatever, it's cool. Yeah, that's another base for IdrA. So we are in full-on macro style TVT. Dropships are on the way from IdrA, though, so maybe trying to look for drops is not a bad idea. Scouting barracks goes down. For IdrA, that thing's been around for a while. It's the first thing he built. was that. IdrA losing a tank. Again, just a little bit of some messy control here. I don't want anyone to think I'm saying that because I'm better than IdrA. IdrA is better at StarCraft than me and has been since the first time we played the game, I think. I'm just saying, it's a hard game. Artosis has characterized it as the game where the person who makes the least number of mistakes wins. So, there's just mistakes, man. It's cool. There's things everybody can clean up. Nobody plays the perfect game of Brood War. There's some AI they're working on to learn Brood War that maybe one day can get there. That'd be interesting. But as humans know, I think Flash is the closest we've come. But even then, you watch Flash games, he makes mistakes. He's really good. He's abjectly terrifying. But also you can find mistakes if you watch the gameplay close enough. Dropship on the way from Muroo here too. So yeah, super late game TBT. Here we come. 157 and 144 supply. IdrA has that lead. Base count is looking pretty healthy from Muroo. He was allowed to take that bottom right base. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bases, setting up to take a 6th base too. And IdrA's only on 4. So IdrA's suddenly falling behind in the economic battle here between these two players, which does matter immensely. What is even in these dropships? Tanks and Goliaths. All right. Oh, good positioning here from Muroo. Holy cannoli. I like it. I like it a lot. Goliaths are taking shots. They don't have to be taken here. That tank is he able to fire? Maybe. And the tanks fall silent. Nobody's here to spot. Dropship could sneak over here, provide a little bit of extra vision for these guys to hit this one. I believe that would be in range. Again, if you could see it. See how this works? Can't see, can't hit. Oh, there was a scan provided, though. And that didn't help either. Maybe vision wasn't the problem there. I don't know. Ah, he's doing the drop on the tank line. Dropping tanks, dropping Goliaths on the tank line. Maroo's tank line does get obliterated. Guy goes down with 1 kill to his name. Actually got 2. Nicely done. 1 last kill before he was killed. Very impressed. Very happy with that one. Anybody going for Wraith? I'm watching for a Wraith transition because that's what I've seen in the TVTs that I've cast. Is a Wraith transition. And not so much yet. People are getting upgrades, which is cool. +2 attack is done for IdrA, for his mech. And no upgrades at all from Muroo. Dude, Muroo, are you trying to win this game? How do you not have any upgrades yet? He's got the +1 just about done, so it's not like he's been ignoring it entirely. He's just late with it, and IdrA is ahead at the stage. I guess he just started weapons level 3. So it's going to be a 1 upgrade advantage for IdrA for a little bit of time, but not like a 2 upgrade advantage for a significant length of time, which would be more concerning. Muroo's engineering bay is not going to last much longer here. Are there any? I don't know if we're going to see any drop attempts. There's a lot of turrets up in some places. Dude, get those SCVs to work. Muroo's having a hard time getting his dudes back to work. We've got some idle dudes up here in the top right, too. But he's still producing stuff, man. Again, dropping on top. Tanks dropping on top. Goliaths firing on these drop ships, trying to do what they can. Stutter stepping forward is IdrA, and then sieging in. Maroo's Goliaths are picking off a couple drop ships there. Not all of them, though. Here comes another one flying on into a Goliath position, which is a really bad idea, as it turns out. IdrA trying to take this top left-hand base for his own. He is zoning it out. Then he might just get in here and take down Maroo's attempt to claim the top left for his own base. Is he expanding again? All right, so for what Muroo loses out in macro and producing units really quickly, he is making up for a number of bases that he has. And if you want to win a game of StarCraft, take a bunch of bases and get away with it. These poor SCVs are forced to fight. Get in there! Muroo! Get in here and take this down! Oh, I don't know. That's a lot of tanks pointing in your direction, isn't it? That is a lot of tanks pointed right in your direction. All right. Well, fair enough, dude. Dropship's coming in to try to save it. A lot of SCVs down, though. How many kills you got? 3, 4, 4. And he does manage to squeeze this out. Goliath, oh my gosh, that tank has 2 HP. 2 HP. Can't believe these guys have been left alone as long as they have. IdrA coming in for the Doom drop at the 9 o'clock position. Muroo not happy about this. Drop, 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 drop. Takes down the tank that's defending. Missile turrets are of no avail because this one is too far away and these are not done yet. And yeah, this base is out. So the good thing for Muroo is he has a million other bases to fall back on, which is great. But man, IdrA's been expanding as well. Oh, he's moving into the tank line. I don't know about this, man. He's not even sieged up, which doesn't go well, especially if you stack your tanks like that. Splash damage can kill so many of them, but holy crap, he actually won that thing. Sometimes unsieged tanks getting on top of siege tanks can work out. And Muroo recognizes that to be a fact. But then reinforcements from IdrA come in. He's up 40 supply, so he's got stuff to bring to battles whenever he feels like it. Continue to produce stuff back home. 4 tanks at a time on the way. Again, the upgrade advantage here is just +2 versus +1, which is not good. And Muroo, however, does manage to push up this way. Is he going to wipe out this base? Holy cannoli. Muroo keeps winning battles I don't expect him to win. He's been losing so many battles early, but when it comes down to it, maybe he's got this whole thing figured out, eh? Dude, there's a base. Hey, guy, there's a base over here you can kill. It's really undefended. I don't know why you're attacking into this. Seems like a bad idea. Yeah, it's not going well. IdrA has a bunch of tanks and Goliaths down here. You only have 3 tanks remaining. Now you have 0 remaining because they're all dead. You could have set up and killed it. You could have killed all of those SCVs. There's nowhere for them to run. You set up tanks right here with your Goliaths. This thing goes down. They can't retreat up this way because there's tanks waiting for him. I don't think he knows this exists. I think Muroo, again, you can do this thing, but it doesn't show. I really wish it would show what the player is aware of, right? What buildings exist, what he knows exists where. Did IdrA take this left base? IdrA took the left base, and he's heading south. IdrA's playing everybody. He's at 190 supply to 140 over Muroo. Ooh, killed his own Goliath there, I think, with some friendly fire splash on those tanks. That was not great. Not great at all. They got the +3 attack, too. Backside. Oh, no, Muroo coming around. Maybe IdrA overextended. He's going to lose that whole tank army for effectively a few SCVs, which maybe wasn't a great decision, but Muroo is still down about 50 supply, which is not ideal, and he got this 9 o'clock base just taken from him and established by IdrA. So that's not good. That's really not good, Muroo. Left side base, again, hanging out here from Muroo, or from IdrA, which, again, I don't know that Muroo is aware of. Maybe he's heading up this way to try to take it down. But here comes the more drop action. I'm loving this out of IdrA. It's a great strategy. It's working very well for him now. And it just, Muroo's army dies. Like, you drop right on top of the tanks, you're inside their minimum attack range, at least a little bit, and then suddenly they're impotent, can't do anything against you, and you take them down. Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff there. Man, I love the Brood War soundtrack. One of my favorite things in all of gaming history is the Brood War soundtrack. Brood War in general, too. So, there's like, alright, I know you're holding this up here, but I want it now. I'm going to take the whole top half of the base if you're okay with that. Muroo is not okay with that, but he can't really stop it from happening. That's a lot of stuff, man. That's a lot of just green. A lot of green versus this, teal. Aquamarine, kind of? Trying to take down the 3 o'clock base. Revenge is a dish best served hot, says Muroo. And he actually does manage to take down the one tank, because, oh, the Goliath does get fired on. Oh, but the tank is down. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Muroo fighting, clawing his way back here despite being down 60 total supply. Maybe. Are there dropships heading this way, though? Nope. Yes, actually there are. IdrA has dropships queued up and ready to go at a moment's notice. Reinforcing units coming in from Muroo, though. Not sure you necessarily want to try this, man. But reinforcements from IdrA do exist. Oh! Oh, the hits. The hits keep coming for Muroo. He's down 70 supply now. I mean, Still +1. Man, he was late getting +2. Muroo was late getting +2 for his tanks. He has a hopeless, not a hopeless deficit on upgrades, because you can always make those up because, you know, you can't get any further than 3-3. IdrA is just going to have 3 attack forever, and you can get 3 eventually, which means you can catch up. So it's not hopeless, is what I'm saying. All right, man. So this is bad. This is really bad for Muroo. IdrA has taken the whole top half of the map, which includes 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll call that 4, 5, 6 bases. Muroo's southern section of the map, kind of. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. But I don't know if we're counting naturals and mains because they're mined out at this stage. Anyway, Muroo trying to save this right side. IdrA just methodically trying to come through here and wipe everything out. No, Muroo has some answers here. He does have some answers. He has wiped out a couple of IdrA's armies, but again, IdrA the Macro King is at 192 supply. Despite losing so many armies in situations that look bad for him, but then you look up and he's still up in supply because he never stops making tanks. He's making 5 at a time. 5 at a time. Sets up in ranges. Command center, it's going to die real fast with these +3 tanks. There it goes. Blah, 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 blah. That's the sound command center makes when it dies to a bunch of siege tanks. Blah, 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 blah. One of my favorite things is just watching siege tanks fire on something. Definitely one of my earliest memories of StarCraft back in the 1998 when it came out, got it the day it was released, was siege tanks, man. They're just something visceral, something just satisfying about the sound of a siege tank going, getting into siege mode, and then the firing sound is just, it's deep. It's got bass to it as IdrA comes in to drop on yet another Muroo army. I'm not convinced there's enough for IdrA here to win this. There was not. It was a good idea, but IdrA's feeling confident. He just wiped out another one of Muroo's bases. Muroo is not able to take a base of his own. Economically, IdrA is winning this thing. He's like, I'm not winning every battle, but I have more bases than my opponent at this point. I'm able to spend my money a little bit more effectively. I've got a decent bank at this stage of the game. And Muroo does actually set up here on IdrA's 3 o'clock position. He's been trying to kill for a while now. And he does manage to take it down. Lifting the command center won't help because there are Goliaths sitting here. They have the +2 attack. +3 would be great, Muroo, if you get that thing started now. I would be very happy about it. But yeah, command center down. There's no reason to lift off there at all. Ooh, friendly fire on that Goliath. He's down to 3 HP. 3. So if he can take this base to make up for the 2 that he's lost down this way, he might... Well, no. It's 196 to 114 supply. This game's over. I mean, it's not over because Muroo has not GG'd out yet. He's feeling pretty good about killing IdrA's base. Maybe he sees this as a training situation, right? He just sees this as a, How often do you get a chance to play against IdrA, honestly? Did he get tanks inside IdrA's main? He certainly did get tanks inside IdrA's main. IdrA coming in, dropping in. That is a wipeout. He wins that battle for sure. Goodbye, everything Muroo has up north. Yeah, get out of my main base, IdrA says. Maybe that wasn't the most cost-effective drop, but it doesn't matter. I wouldn't be surprised if IdrA has lost more units in this game, although the number of bases that have been killed and SCVs that have been lost for Muroo might make that not a reality. Man, doubling up the supply count for now is IdrA. Tries to drop back into the main base. Dropships are fairly beefy, man. They're not too bad. Goliaths can hammer on them for quite some time before they die. Is he taking the middle? Someone... not taking the middle, but just making sure that if anybody takes the middle, IdrA will know about it. Reinforcing units could maybe push up this way, but they're kind of stuck at home, hanging out, observing nothing and helping with nothing. Again, 1 dropship goes down, but there are 6 there remaining, and just... Muroo loses all the things. Reinforcing units from Muroo are coming over. IdrA got a command center down in the bottom right. Because why not? At this stage, might as well build a command center in the bottom right. Dun, dun, dun. I mean, this feels like GG. Okay, it's not doubling up anymore. IdrA's only at 180 supply, and Muroo's at 80. Yeah, I'm surprised we went 30 minutes and didn't actually see any Wraith play. A little bit of Wraith play, but never saw the mass Wraith takeover that we see. Yeah, it's too much IdrA, man. It's too much. Muroo is making some good moves. He really is. I'm impressed with him, but IdrA's just way too much. He's down to 48 total supply, Muroo is. He's making 3 Goliaths at a time, trying to win it that way. It's not going to happen. And Muroo with the GG. IdrA with the good manner GG taps out as well. And in 30 minutes and 14 seconds, that's your game. IdrA is your winner here on Fighting Spirit. Yeah, man. I mean, we saw it from the beginning, right? IdrA just had better macro. He was faster with his construction. His build was slicker and came out sooner. He just made good decisions. And sure, he lost tanks early. There were early engagements that went to Muroo. But IdrA just had more stuff. He constantly had more stuff in this game. Even when Muroo had 6 bases and IdrA was like on 4. IdrA had more stuff. Just because he was always constantly producing. I mean, just the number of factories that he had back home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 factories back home. Did he have any additional ones anywhere? No, just the 7. He was happy with that. It seems, no matter how many bases he had. And then, you know, a starport in case he needs to make a Wraith from time to time. And then just picking Goliaths. Expanding, throwing up turrets, making dropships out of this here starport for the drops, and calling it good. Again, we'll look at the final stats. Let's do that real quick. I'm curious. Overall supply 281 to 246 in favor of IdrA. Units lost 242 to 322. Yeah, so I mean, IdrA lost a lot of stuff, but not nearly as much as Muroo did, which makes sense because Muroo kind of got crushed in this game. But 242 units down is a lot in a game where you kind of outclass your opponent fairly significantly. Again, just IdrA, maybe just a little sloppy because he knew it didn't matter. He would win anyway, which it's a lot of arrogance. It's a lot to be able to do that. But buildings raised and lost pretty even across the board here. Resources, way more gas mined, way more minerals mined, and way more spent from IdrA. So Muroo had those bases, but he wasn't fully saturating them, it seems like. Didn't have the income as long as he should have. Didn't have that advantage. And in the end, IdrA just kind of overwhelmed him, which is generally how that works. All right. Good stuff, then. That's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch. /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.